Hello Australia, Mitch is away and I'm in charge and the circus has come to town. And we're discussing tonight Deception City. When a partner cheats, is it all over? Is the trust gone? The naked truth. Why don't we see more older people on TV naked? We'll be discussing that. And who's your daddy? If you're an IVF child, do you have the right to know? We'll be discussing that and so much more with our star-studded panel coming up soon.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Hello Australia and welcome to another exciting episode of Sweet and Sour. Now let's meet our star-studded panel for tonight. Councillor David McDONNELL from the City of Swan and also the Chairman of the EMRC. How are you going?
G'day John, thanks for having me.
That's fantastic. I noticed you've just been away, so you've come all tropical, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm as colourful as you, I reckon, right now.
Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Yes, got the pretty flowers on tonight. And talking about pretty flowers, it's Dianne Meakins, the #1 Freo female supporter in the state. How are you going? And you come in the purple tonight as well.
In the purple, celebrating a win yesterday, and yep, go Freo.
So in the our off season, clubs review and they get rid of a whole heap of personnel. Is it time for Lyon to go, the coach? Is it 2 years left on the contract?
Fortunately, I don't make those decisions.
Okay,
There's people
okay.
far better qualified than I support the players and the
that
coach.
indicates, what a political answer. I tell you, this person should be a politician. That indicates she wants him gone in the off-season. Watch out, Lyon. Dianne Meakins says you should be gone in the off-season. And talking football, we have another fantastic football fanatic on the show tonight, this time from the opposite club, the West Coast Eagles. How are you going, Laura Foster? And of course, you're a therapist, though, not from the West Coast Eagles.
Well, no, I could be after this season, John.
I know.
Need to do it on myself.
Oh, yes. So, they're performing well, though. It's another exciting season in the finals.
It is. It's always full of drama. I'm enjoying this year. But
so, any performance enhancing? Because we know last time they picked a flag up. There was potentially some innuendo there. So maybe just have to keep an eye out for that.
Oh, I think the only enhancement would be another trophy in our cabinet.
Oh, well, I don't think you're going to get there, so let's not worry about that. And lastly, but not leastly, Stephen, welcome to Sweet and Sour.
Thank you, sir.
And you're a community leader?
Community leader.
Fantastic. So anybody wants you to lead in Bayswater?
I will
come
do
to
it.
you.
I will do it.
And in 2019, remember to vote for Stephen O.
Stephen O. Wonderful. For Bayswater.
Fantastic. Okay, now let's get into our first letter. Dear panel, my girlfriend cheated on me with my best friend. Because of this revolting double deception, my trust in people has really taken an awful blow. Now I find it really difficult to trust my girlfriend in anything. When she's not looking, I go through her SMS messages, emails, and of course, social media. My sister told me that it's just plain wrong, but I'm not so sure, as it makes me feel reassured. What's made it worse is that now I have a job that takes me away for 2 weeks at a time. And usually while I'm away, I'm overthinking my relationship and constantly worrying. How can I learn to trust her again? Do you think it's possible to go on this way? What can I possibly say to her? I don't hate myself for spying on her, though, because she's been a cheater. Is it true that once a cheater, always a cheater? Can it get better? Neil, Willagy, WA, Stephen, can it get better?
Neil, it can get better, and I'll tell you why it can get better, and I'll tell the panel why as well. Trust is something that takes a long time to earn. And the fact that you've had it broken once, and it was not only your girlfriend, but your your best friend as well. That's 2 in 1, 2 birds, 1 stone. That's a real harsh punishment. So trust has totally been broken, and I don't think that's something that you can build easily again. Let alone the time that he's wasting thinking about all of these things when he could be doing other things. It's time where he's got mental torment going on. He's going crazy, he's going crazier. He needs to get rid of them. Get rid of them both.
Okay, so I thought you said it could get better at the beginning, but obviously it's not going to get better.
No, I've decided.
Yeah, just decided you changed your view.
Left, right, bam, in the middle. Get rid of them
there you go. Gone. Laura, what about yourself? Is there a way back?
Oh, look, I think this Neil, he's working out a way for 2 weeks at a time. He should spend more time going to the gym than using apps to spy on his girlfriend.
Well, he's not using apps to spy on his girlfriend, it's her own messages.
Well, he's getting into her mobile phone, and
Yes.
it's still probably not healthy for him to be pursuing that. Probably down the road of being paranoid, to be honest, and he's probably going to stew and fester. What if he did see something come up?
So as a therapist, do you think that schizophrenia perhaps developing?
No, John.
No?
I just think it's
Not the knife suddenly in the kitchen and you just can't take it anymore?
No, it's just like you need to build trust through other ways than spying on each other. I mean, cheating can be done without a mobile phone. It's been happening for eons and generations, when pigeons used to fly with secret messages tucked under their wing.
Oh, okay. So as the therapist on the panel, you're saying move on. It's not doing your mental health any good.
I think he needs to distract himself and do different activities rather than getting into the mobile phone and trawling through emails.
Yes. Di, what about you? What about yourself? Is it all over? Is the relationship busted?
Once a cheater, always a cheater. No going back. And I mean, I think he hasn't even mentioned his mate. What sort of mate has he got that's going to sleep with his girlfriend?
I feel it's a very footy-orientated panel tonight. So, but obviously there's been some famous ones. Wayne Carey. You've had the other Lion.
And look where that ended up.
Yes.
They still don't talk. Anthony Stevens and Wayne Carey still don't talk.
And Billy Brownless.
Because it's just what you don't do.
Lion.
You know, you don't cut another man's grass.
Yes. Yep. So obviously it happens in football circles. It happens all around.
It doesn't make it right, and you cannot. And you know, when you're going through your girlfriend's phone and go through her messages and emails, and that's personal and private. And that's. I would venture to say that's almost illegal.
Right. Always once a cheater, always a cheater, according to Di. David, what about yourself?
I would say Neil, run. Get away from this relationship as quickly as you can. Look at what it's making you do. It's making you become a person that you clearly don't want to be. You're second guessing your partner. You're going through her phone. You're doing the downright rotten things that she was doing to you, but just in another way. I know it's scary, the unknown, the single life, but trust me, mate, get out of this. Cut the ropes. You're going to be better off after it. Trust me.
Right. Well, we've asked you your say, and the question this week: can trust in a relationship ever be restored after long-term infidelity? 20% say yes. 80% say no. In relation to this letter, Neil, I think there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity in everything. I think you should have a chat, have a talk about potentially having an open relationship. That's something that's available to you. Maybe bring in another person into the relationship. I'm not sure how you would feel potentially bringing your best mate into the relationship, but maybe somebody else. Never cut out the possibilities. However, going through somebody's phone and other personal items is no way to go. You will, in my view, become a nutcase. So if you can't stop yourself doing that, if you're thinking about it constantly whilst you're away working, it's time to break the cord. It's time to break it up. But otherwise, there's other exciting things that you can do. Bring another person into the relationship, talk about an open relationship, and you'll have no doubt a wonderful life, hopefully, if you take those sound advice. And talking about taking sound advice, I'm going to take sound advice and go to a commercial break to thank our generous sponsors that help us put this show together. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you.
It's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Hello and welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you want to get involved, you want to write us a letter, you can by the following means. You can go on net, go to sweetandsour.net.au. You can go to Facebook Sweet and Sour, or you can go to Twitter, Instagram or Snapchat at Sweet and Sour TV. And if we read your letter out, we'll be sending you to the movies thanks to Natalie at NRC Communications. And this week's movie is The Book Club. Now, moving right along to letter number 2. Dear Sweet and Sour, when did we become so ageist? I never realised the aversion our young people have towards older members of our community until seeing the reaction to 50-somethings in the various reality TV shows, except of course for Dancing with the Stars. And when did 50 become so ancient? Why is it considered so offensive to show a naked 50-year-old male or female on TV? You wouldn't want to see anyone over 45 on dating naked, will you? It seems to me that we have very strict rules on which age groups are allowed to be shown naked on TV, in the main, unless you're watching something on National Geographic. Why are we such age prudes? And why does nudity have to be used? Why does nudity have a use-by date in Australian society? Remember when nudist clubs regularly appeared in the media? Remember when nudist beaches were a big part of everyday Australian city landscape? What's happening? Is it political correctness driving ageism in this country? Pamela, West Lakes, South Australia. Laura, what do you think? Nudists everywhere?
Well, not when I go to the beach. I don't notice that.
Well,
And don't you dare
nudist
mention my
beach.
age. I actually think generally we've always been ageist, and it's probably more appealing to see younger people running around because gravity isn't sending things south, John.
Oh, there you go. so you're a bit ageist. You don't want to see any perhaps older people. I mean, older people can be fit as well. You got to remember
No,
now
they
as
can,
well. So
and
it just depends on the body, I think.
I think it's about body and a bit of sexism in there. Like I think males, it's more acceptable to see males letting things hang out
Oh, okay.
and being on, you know,
On TV. I
being
think
on
it's the
TV.
other way around.
Look
Okay.
at Sean Connery and Roger Moore, for example. They weren't
okay.
spring chickens when they did James Bond.
Oh.
But, you know, and there's a lot of people feeling pressure with their age, like doing things to their bodies and faces to look younger. But I actually think we've got a bit better with this. However, there's still problems with it.
Okay.
But I don't think we need to be running around on nudist beaches to prove that ageism is rife and celebrating our bodies.
Yep. So, Stephen, what do you think? You think there needs to be older generation naked on TV?
Well, can I just make some observations first? First of all, this lady's clearly said in here the word 50-something. So I'm guessing this person is around about that age. She seems to be very aware of her age. Also, she's very aware of where all this nudity is happening. It's happening on TV shows, on TV, in clubs.
Well, it's not happening. That's her concern.
Well, she seems to know where all the stuff used to happen. So I would like to say that all that stuff does still happen. It's absolutely still around. So I think, if anything, this lady is in a little bit of denial that perhaps she's, you know, an older person now, and she's projecting her feelings about how she's feeling about her age.
Well, that's an interesting take.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
So you think there's plenty of age demographic naked on TV for her to enjoy?
Absolutely. If she wants to find it, you can find it.
Oh, wonderful. Di, what do you think? The older generation need to be naked up on TV?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think we, for most age groups, people look better in clothes. And I think people oftentimes should actually look in the mirror before they go out the house too, in some of the clothes that they wear. No, I think, you know, there's been quite a bit of 50-something, probably not 50-something, 40-something nudity with shows like Sex and the City and that sort of thing. It is definitely, it's there, but do we really need to see it in everyday life? 50, 60-year-olds naked? I don't think so. As Laura said, gravity's not friendly to most people over the age of 30, really. And there's some buff men on this panel, at the bookends of this panel.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Yep, and here I was going to strip off. There that goes. And in fact, I've got an idea, just while we're talking the football theme tonight. They have roving Brian at the end of Friday night football. I want to pitch to 7 that we could have going deep with Johnny G, and I can go deep into the locker rooms where nobody's gone before to get you an inside look.
Oh, that's a terrific thought.
Yeah, exactly. Getting an inside look to all the footy players. Don't worry about that. Riding spectacularly, no doubt. David, what do you think? Older generation on TV naked?
Look, I'm on the wilder side of the spectrum when it comes to this one, John. My mum was someone who spent time in Woodstock. She's a free spirit. I say, take it off, get loud, have some fun. As long as you've got a smile on your face, rock and roll, and let's see it everywhere. Get free, get naked.
Indeed. And we in fact asked you, on your side, do you find nudity of people older than 50 on TV as pointless, even offensive? 17% said yes, 83% said no, they don't. And I have to say the same. I think it's all about body image, the body that you've got. Be happy and free. If you want to wear all appropriateness, I believe Laura, in fact, I think your neighbour, in fact, has at times across the road come out and done the full Monty as well for the street entertainment. So as long as it's done appropriately in your own home, at the appropriate beaches and places, on TV late at night, or just after Fat Cat goes to bed, then let's be free and wild, and let's not worry about what people have to wear or not wear. And talking about worrying, I've got to worry because I've got to get off to a commercial break to thank our generous sponsors. And we've been around for 20 years, and we hope to be around for 20 years more. We'll see you right after these generous words from our sponsors.
It's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and
Hello,
Sour.
and welcome back to Sweet and Sour, right into our final letter. Dear Sweet and Sour, I have a terrific 16-year-old son. Thanks to the IVF program. My wife and I adore him, of course. He isn't my biological son, as he was conceived using donor sperm. We have never told my son, and now that he is getting older, I think it's his right to know. My wife wants to keep it from him, though, because she's all insecure and fears our son will lose the special bond that we have. She also has very fundamentalist views of how family is defined, and she recently found fundamental religious beliefs have the IVF thing sitting uneasily in her head. I frankly don't know what I should be doing or saying here. The religious thing is not my concern at all, and she knows it, but it is my son's right to know. I will potentially break both my wife's and my heart if I tell our son the truth. It also means that our daughter, who is also an IVF miracle baby, is only half-sister to our son. Do we have the right to hide this forever, especially if we shower them with love all our lives? Len, Victoria, David, first to you, what do you think? Should it be revealed?
Absolutely. I believe the right for any human being to know their origins and where they come from is fundamental to every single person. And I think anyone, whether they be IVF or adoption, that has made that decision, they've made that decision because they want to bring someone into this world. So they need to, when they're making that decision, they need to be thinking about the adult person and how not knowing where they've come from, not knowing who their father is or their mother is, how that's going to make them feel as an adult, and not revealing it and closing yourself off to that, I believe is quite a selfish decision to be made.
Di, what do you think? Should it? Do the children have a right to know?
I think there's a couple of things to consider here, and as an adopted person myself, I absolutely speak from experience. I don't think 16 is the right age to tell a child. I think sperm doesn't make you a father. Love makes you a father. And I think that's what Len needs to remember. I think at some point they need to tell their son, but I think 16 is a very difficult age. It probably should have been done much earlier, but being, you know, there's lots of people out there that father children that are never going to be a father. And there's lots of men out there that love children unconditionally who did not produce the sperm that gave them life. So I absolutely think that I agree it's a right to know, but I don't think 16 is the right time, and I don't think you should be paralysed by fear that they won't love you, because if you've given love, then that's what being a father is.
Well, we've asked you, as yours say, we've gone out and we've asked, should every IVF and adopted child be told of their origins? 79% have responded yes, 21% have said no. So the majority of people believe that there is a right to know. Laura, how about yourself? The right to know?
Yeah, I think people have the right to know, and I think the concept of families nowadays has changed. I think, as Di said, that a person can love the children and help bring them up and put lots of time and effort and be that parent. And this son, and the half-sister do have a right to know eventually. And really, they should work it out, I think. I think Len needs to talk with his wife because, as I said, families come in all shapes and sizes these days. And really, she needs to move forward from her religious views. Why did she have IVF in the first place if she was so religious? You know?
Obviously that may have come after the IVF. The religion may have come after. Maybe she got a knock at the door and she thought Christ himself was knocking at the door, and suddenly thought, oh wow, that's against my religion. I've done a bit of a naughty, but thankfully the naughty in her view was done prior to her finding her newfound what I deem religious beliefs. Stephen, what about yourself? What should be done? Should the children be told?
Yeah, I think the children do have the right to know, but I think we should let them know in a time that's suitable for them. Children learn differently at different times. I'm a teacher, so that's fundamental to what we do as teaching. So I think if the child is asking questions, you can answer those questions in a way that's age appropriate. So for example, if a 6-year-old was asking the question, you can start talking about, things like the birds and the bees or the stork and the baby. So I think you can make it age appropriate and answer those small questions as the child is developing and going along. And that way you're encouraging their curiosity and supporting them to finding the answer for themselves. So I think absolutely they do have a right to know. Let them take the journey. Let you jump on board and guide them through that journey. And yeah, there you go.
Well, we are becoming much more liberal, I think, as a society, and now we're much more gender neutral. In fact, children now are being encouraged to not decide their gender when they wake up in the morning, depending on what they feel like. It's now, I think, becoming much more a liberal society where we're getting more I suppose, I'm not sure if you'd term it, Laura, unisex toilets.
Unisex toilets?
Well, where depending on what you feel is which one you use.
That's right. Well, they've been around for a long time.
Yes, well that's what I'm saying.
Toilets.
No, I'm just saying. Well, of course, but what I'm saying is, I have to work this through now. So there's male and there's female, and at the I'll give a plug to this. But at a particular hotel in the city just down the road here, we have what's called the rainbow toilet. So depending on what you feel, you can go in there. Whether you feel like a male at that point in time or a female, it's all very gender neutral. And I think that's what I'm trying to say is that children at school now are becoming more gender neutral. So therefore, certainly being conceived via IVF, I don't think makes 1 ounce of difference this day and age. I think we're much more liberal. I think your wife's gone into the cookie bin with her religious beliefs. You need to sort that out. But no, look, definitely they have a right to know, and I don't think it's a big deal this day and age. So with that, we've got to choose a winning letter. Who's winning? Okay. Very quickly. Winning letter. Quick.
Number 2 for me.
Two.
1.
3.
2's the winning letter. There you go. Congratulations. Nudity on TV. Thank you to our panellists, David, Diane, Laura and Stephen. I hope the newbies, the virgins tonight in David and Stephen have enjoyed themselves.
It's been a long time since I've been called a virgin.
Oh, there you go. I bet it has. And he's ready to, girls, he's single and he's said tonight he likes to flash it about, okay? So he's said that tonight, he likes to flash it about. So, and remember, coming soon, In Deep with Johnny G. Laura, best of luck in obviously in the finals as we push forward. You're the only one going there in this footy season.
Oh, thank you, John.
Stephen, all the best being a community leader and the elections coming up in 2019. Stephen O for Bayswater. Thank you, everybody. It's been a delight. 20 years of sweet and sour. Let's hope there's 20 years more. Wonderful. We'll catch you. And Mitch will be back next week. So the circus is leaving. Thank you very much. Okay, and that went well tonight. We just.